We've all been there. You're in the middle of making dinner or finishing a last minute work email, and your kid is at the kitchen table with the study guide. You want to help, but you can't sit side by side for an hour running drills. You're bouncing between the stove and the table, interrupting your work to check an answer. It's fragmented and it's exhausting for both of you. What if you could give the device in their hand one specific job? Be the tutor. I'm talking about a system where your child can work independently at the kitchen table, in the car on the way to soccer, or in that 20-minute gap between activities and still get the immediate real-time correction they need to actually learn. No downloading apps, no monthly subscriptions, just the tools you already have working harder so your kid can stay on track while you're occupied. I did this with my daughter and it changed the entire dynamic of our week. Today, I'm showing you exactly how to build a custom study partner in 2 ways. The 90-second quick fix in Gemini and the full interactive version in Claude. One prompt, zero cost, total independence. Let's get into it. I'm showing you 2 ways to do this because every afternoon looks different. First, we're starting with Gemini. This is your emergency move. If you have 90 seconds before you have to pull out of the driveway or start a conference call, this is the one you use. It's fast, it's free. If you have a Google account, you're already halfway there. Then I'm going to show you Claude AI. This takes a little more conversation to set it up, but the output is a full multi-activity study tool that can keep a student engaged for a much longer session. Same goal, 2 different levels of effort, 2 very different outputs. So let's start the clock on Gemini. All right, so starting with Gemini, as I said, I was coming home from a soccer tournament for my daughter. We've been away the entire weekend. I knew coming home we were going to be pretty challenged with her schedule, trying to get in the door, laundry, starting dinner. We had about 60 minutes on our drive home. So I pulled up her agenda for the week. She was working on state capitals and abbreviations. So I took the agenda, I put it in Gemini, and I asked for an interactive quiz. Create an interactive test for a 3rd grader for the following states. They will need to know the capital city, postal abbreviation of each state, as well as be able to locate on a map. And that's it. I hit send, and before it gave a single test question, it gave me a reference guide. I didn't ask for the reference guide, but Gemini understood that a child needs to learn the material before they can practice it. So it built the study guide first. And look at this. It's got the state capitals, abbreviations, all organized for a 3rd grader to read on their iPad in a back seat. Learning first, then practice. I didn't ask for that. That's the AI understanding the goal. After my daughter studied the reference guide, she was then able to move on to the interactive test portion that Gemini created. So here we have a multiple choice test. She can track her progress for questions 1 through 12, as well as the wrong answer counter. But here's the part I want you to really look at. When she gets an answer wrong, it just doesn't say incorrect and move on. It actually gives her a fun fact. In addition to that, it gives a hint. Not the answer, but just a nudge. So we've got our fun fact here, we've got our hint below, and we've got questions for each of the states. And the great thing about this is that it can be reshared. She can take it over and over. So if you want to share it to a parent in the class, you can do that. So this is not just a worksheet, this is a tutor. And I built this in the car in about 90 seconds. Now, this is free, this is Gemini. So if your kid has a test this week, you can do this tonight. Now, if you want to go deeper and not just one quiz for one test, but a full study tool your kid can use all week across multiple subjects, that's where I took it next with Claude AI. Claude is a different kind of AI tool. Where Gemini gave me what I needed in one prompt, Claude is more back and forth conversation. I described what I wanted, we refined it a little bit. I described what I wanted, we refined it together, and then came out with an output. Now, I want to be honest, it took a little more effort, more conversation, but I was able to complete it in under 20 minutes. Now, this is the full interactive tool I built specifically for my daughter's spelling unit. 4 activities: word search, fill in the blank, flashcards, listen and spell activity. All 20 words for her actual word list, and she can work through all of these independently. With the word search, she taps to find each word. With the fill in the blank, sentences with hints built in. With the flashcards, She's able to practice, hide and spell, enter in. If she enters the incorrect word, it will let her know that that is incorrect. There's also an interactive listen and spell. So it's going to play a word. She's going to type in what she heard. And again, if she enters anything that is incorrect, it will correct her. So this isn't just a worksheet. This is beyond. This is a study session. And once I had the template built, updating it for the next unit took just a fraction of the time. I'm going to do a full episode on how I built this in Claude AI because there's a lot more to show. But for today, I just want you to see what's possible when you have just a few minutes available and you need homework assistant. I'm going to do a full episode on how I built this because there's a lot more for the Claude AI in terms of what it can do on a weekly basis. I wanted to show you for today how easy it is in just a few minutes to create a tool that's a game changer. So here's what I want you to take away from this. You don't need to be a teacher. You don't need to clear 2 hours on a Thursday night. You don't need a subscription. You don't need any new apps. You need the homework for the week and a prompt written away you text a friend. The car ride is study time. The time between activities, those 20 minutes between dinner and bath, great study time. The device doesn't have to be the problem. It can be the solution. If you try this, I want to know. Drop in the comments, send me a message. Tell me what subject you use because this works for more than just states and capitals. You can use it for math facts, even for vocabulary words. And a great thing with vocabulary words or any of their subjects, you can actually download specifically what they're learning in class. So for vocabulary, your definitions match the same materials that they're studying in class. I'm Kiana, and this is The Prompt Life.